Where'd you get those creepers? Creepers, creepers. Where'd you get those eyes? Cause y'all get up. How'd they get so lit up? Cause y'all get up. How'd they get that size? Creepers, creepers. Where'd you get those creepers?
Hey, what's up guys, it's Bakes, and I am finally back with another episode of my Shelf by Shelf series. I know it's been a long time since I did my last episode in this series, and I know a lot of people have been enjoying this series, but I am finally up to shelf number 13, and believe it or not, it is the last row of movies that I have here. So after this is over, I have completed my entire Shelf by Shelf series, but some point down the track on my channel I'll eventually do it again and do another complete overview of my collection. But for now, I knew it was the last shelf, so I thought might as well get it out of the way. So as I said, shelf number 13, continuing on with the W's, let's do it. So the first movie here is Waxwork, a horror anthology. It's not the greatest, but kind of fun. Yeah, it's a little bit cheesy, but you can have fun with a few of the segments. We need to talk about Kevin, more of a thriller, but man, really cool story and really interesting. Bleak as well. We Summon Darkness. I had fun with this one. It's got my boy Johnny Knoxville in it. Wasn't too bad. A really interesting werewolf movie. It's done like documentary style, or I guess mockumentary. It didn't quite hit the mark like I feel like it could have hit, but yeah, as I said, a different take on the werewolf genre for sure. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. This movie's fucking dynamite. It's so cool. Obviously everyone knows Bette Davis, Joan Crawford. They never liked each other. There's that whole debate, who do you like more? Me personally, I probably like Joan Crawford more. Maybe that's an unpopular take, but either way, really cool movie. What We Do in the Shadows, fun mockumentary on vampires, done by Taika Waititi. Yeah, horror comedy. When a Stranger Calls. I can't remember if this is a remake. I feel like it is, but the movie's not very good. Bela Lugosi in White Zombie. This cover is fucking terrible. I got to get a better edition of White Zombie, but the movie itself, it's a classic. It's, yeah, really cool movie. The OG Wicker Man. I really like the idea of this movie, but I feel like the execution to me, at least, is a little bit boring. At least with the Nicolas Cage version, it's so fun just purely because of Nicolas Cage. Yes, everyone memes the part where he's like, the bees and all that stuff, but at least he gives it a bit more pizzazz. I don't know. Here's a fucking underrated movie, Willard. Willard is awesome. It's killer rats. Crispin Glover plays, obviously, Willard, and he's training these rats that take people out. I actually fucking love this movie. It's also a remake. Haven't seen the OG Willard. Nicolas Cage back at it again with Willy's Wonderland. Five Nights at Freddy's before Five Nights at Freddy's movie came out, I guess. Kind of fun. It could have been better, but has its moments for sure. Winchester. Kind of forgettable, a little bit bland. Emily Blunt in Windchill. Even though I don't love it as much as maybe some other people, because this one's kind of like a cult classic. A lot of people have really come around on it. I don't think it's terrible, but it's definitely underrated for sure. Wish Upon. One of those kind of so bad it's good movies. It's actually kind of entertaining. Robert Eggers' The Witch. Man, this movie's so fucking cool. I'm not going to dwell on this one for too long because everyone knows The Witch, but just so atmospheric, so creepy. I really love this movie. Oh. Hammer Horror, The Witches. I don't remember this one very well, so it probably wasn't too good. But then again, I remember this one a little bit too well, and I wish I didn't. This movie is terrible. It's also, it goes by another name. I was going to say that, but I don't think it is. But this movie is not good. Avoid. We doubled up on Nicolas Cage, now doubling up on Crispin Glover as the Wizard of Gore. Again, a remake. Not a good movie. Here's a fun one that I haven't seen in a long time. Should give it a rewatch. Wolf with Jack Nicholson and James Spader. I want to say James Spader, could be wrong, but man, this movie has some cool moments. I should give this one a rewatch for sure. Wolf Creek. Yeah, I love when people from a different country or whatever, I'm chatting in comments and pages and everything, they're like, is Wolf Creek like what it is in Australia? Kinda, like if you're living in rural area, the rural area and everything, kind of, but I fucking love Wolf Creek. It's so bleak but awesome. Alright, I'm gonna scoot back again because I'm on my knees. Alright, here we have Wolf Creek 2. It's not taken as serious and it's a bit more I guess actiony, but still a fun movie. I mean, what's his name? John Jarratt as Mick Taylor. Oh, fucking awesome. A classic, The Wolfman. I'm not going to dwell on this one because, as I said, it's a classic. Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman. Super iconic. Such a depressing movie, man, but awesome. Wolfen. I don't remember this one too well. I thought it was okay, I think. The Wolfman remake, kind of forgettable. Yeah. Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched: The History of Folk Horror. Exactly what it sounds like. It's a documentary on the history of folk horror. So, movies like The Wicker Man's probably the best example, but goes on and on. It goes for a while, and it's pretty interesting. World War Z. Need to get a better copy of this, because if you remember, on day number 30 of my 31 Days of Horror, I was originally going to watch this movie and the disc fucked up on me. Don't know why. It's worked every time in the past, but Daniel Radcliffe in The Woman in Black. Been a long time since I've seen this one as well, so can't remember too well, but I think it was alright. I think it wasn't too bad. Wrong Turn. Now, don't get me wrong, I know people like this movie, but it is so fucking awesome. Still, I find it to be so underrated. It's just so much fun. It's easily the best in the franchise, in my opinion. I think it's a whole nother level above second best. And I love Desmond Harrington. I've sort of got this little meme about him in my own head. Just when he pops up in movies, he's in this, and Ghost Ship as well. Fucking Desmond. Wrong Turn 2. I know a lot of people really like this movie. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of this one either. Wrong Turn 3. Again, just sort of not going to dwell on it. This one's a little bit better. I kind of like Wrong Turn 4. Bloody Beginnings. It's a prequel. Takes place in the snow. At least they do that. Change up the setting a little bit, give it a bit more of this cold atmosphere and everything, and I thought this one was a bit better. Oops. The Wrong Turn remake, otherwise known as Wrong Turn: The Foundation. I could be wrong. I think that's what it's known as in the States or whatever. Oh man, this movie, done a review of it not too long ago. It's worse than I remembered it being. Yeah. Wormwood, Road of the Dead. Mad Max. Oh, fucking hell. I had my thumb right next to it and I wasn't even reading that. And yeah, it's very Mad Max-like. Meets Dawn of the Dead. I guess that's kind of right. Ty West and his film X. Oh man, I fucking love this movie. It's just so cool. A throwback to 80 slashers. I love our cast in this one. I just love the idea and the concept as well. I think X is awesome. I'm really not sure which one I like more, because I've watched Pearl up here more recently, and man, I just fucking love this movie. But I also love X. Put in the comments which one you like more. Here we have Yeti. CGI, stupid creature feature, but it's fun at least. Another movie I done for my 31 Days of Horror, You Won't Be Alone. since reviewing it, even more people have come out saying they really like this movie. I wasn't the biggest fan, just a little bit boring for me, but yeah. You're Next. This is one that needs no introduction because everyone loves this movie, and it deserves the love. You're Next is fucking awesome. Zodiac, obviously not straight up horror, but thriller with definitely some creepy moments, but again, I don't remember it very well. I remember it being long as, like, really long, but that's about it. Fulci's Zombie. I mean, whenever I think of a zombie, I automatically think of this cover, like just the worms and everything. It's so good, and everyone knows Fulci's Zombie. Underrated, Zombie Holocaust. Yeah, I don't hear a lot of people talk about this one, otherwise known as Dr. Butcher MD. I think it has another name as well, but underrated, kind of fun. Don't hear many people talk about that one. Zombieland. I know people are kind of mixed on it. I think Zombieland's fun, and I also thought Zombieland Double Tap was kind of fun. Maybe not as good as the first, but I thought that one was alright as well. Alright, moving back again. Alright. Here I have some of my Cinema Cult slipcase collection. Now, you might have seen some other Cinema Cult through my collection, like I got one here, Trilogy of Terror. And this is how they used to do them, like the grey banner at the top, grey spine. Kind of bland in a way, but they're all very uniform. That's how they used to do them. And then they started releasing these ones with slipcovers and alternative arts, and I was like, yes, I'm going to be all over that. So I'll quickly show them off, and I'll also show the alternative cover arts. So the first one is Berserk with Joan Crawford. I'll need to put you down for a second to show you the alternative. So just bear with me. And that is the alternative cover art. It's just where the black was, it's now white, and vice versa, but I kind of like it. It's simple but works. The movie itself, sorry, it's hard to do this all one-handed. The movie itself, it's not the best. It's pretty much just watching the circus, and then every now and then someone dies, but not terrible. The next one, The Collector, a bit more of a thriller, but again, I'll put it down. And this one, in my opinion, has the best alternative cover art. Sorry, this is so hard to do one-handed, but that's the alternative cover art. Awesome. So The Collector. I Saw What You Did, again with Joan Crawford. This one, be prepared to be disappointed. Because they just decided, let's not do an alternative cover art. I mean, I really do like the artwork in general, but fucking change it up. What was that about? The movie itself, I wasn't a big fan of I Saw What You Did. Mr. Sardonicus, and oh, there we go, I could have done it like this the whole time anyway. Again, no alternative cover art, and this cover art is kind of boring. It's black on the back, but everything else is the same. And the movie, again, kind of bland. And my favourite out of the 5 I have is Straight Jacket, as in my favourite movie of the 5. Again with Joan Crawford. I say this all the time. Isn't this the exact same movie as Psycho 2? A little bit different, but the storyline is that fucking similar, and I hear no one talk about it. But I love Straight Jacket, and I also really love the alternative. I probably like this cover art a bit more, but I love the alternative option they gave us. And as I said, I love Straight Jacket. I think Straight Jacket is fucking awesome. I know I was comparing it to Psycho 2, but I also love Psycho 2. Now I'm actually thinking I'm probably going to just move these in with the rest, because originally the plan was, as I said, I saw that Cinema Cult were coming out with slip covers, and I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'm going to be all over that, let's do it. And then they just stopped doing them. It wasn't just these 5, I think, just off the top of my head, they probably did maybe 15 to 20 total, not exclusively horror and thriller, like all different genres. But then they just stopped, so I'm not sure if they're doing them anymore. I was like, okay, I'll have my own little cool collection of them down the bottom where I'll separate the split covers. And then they just fucking stopped, so now it's just a bit pointless, and I think I'll just move them in with the rest. Got little bits and bobs here, I guess. 5-star horror, what's on here? Carnival of Souls, Nightmare Castle, The Autonomous Brain, The Corpse Vanishes, and White Zombie. Didn't know I had this, but it's there now. And Ghoulies 2. Don't know why this is down here, but as I said, just little bits and pieces lying around. I'll quickly get into my horror TV shows. I've said this so many times on my channel, I'm not a big collector of horror TV shows. Like, whenever my money is going towards horror stuff, it's horror movies, but every now and then I will get sucked into a show. American Horror Story Season 1, Murder House, enjoy this one. Season 2, Asylum, I do enjoy this one also. It's probably the scariest out of all of them, but I don't know why, just something about it towards the end, it starts to drag, and I do enjoy it, but it's like the most exhausting out of them all. Coven, which I haven't seen in a long time, I'll have to give it a rewatch. My personal favourite season, Freak Show. I just love the cast that they put together in this one, and I really like the story and the setting, and yeah, my favourite season. Season 5, Hotel, which I feel like the first half is a little bit clunky, not the biggest fan, but the second half of this season is awesome. Roanoke, the one that changed up the formula probably the most, but it's not bad. Cult, I know a lot of people were kind of mixed on this one, but I actually really like Cult. I think it's a lot of fun. And easily my least favourite season, Apocalypse. Yeah, not a fan. But I actually haven't seen any season from Apocalypse onwards. I watched a little bit of American Horror Story. What's the new one with Kim Kardashian? Delicate. It was on TV the other night, and I was like, okay, I'll just flick it across. Kind of cringe, but I think that's just sort of where the series is at by now. Obviously not straight up horror, but Are You Afraid of the Dark Season 1? Fun shit. Season 2, it's just the same thing, lots of fun. Here I have a Channel Zero 4-pack. I've only seen the first 2 seasons. Candle Cove was a little bit disappointing because I really like the... is it a book? I think it's a creepypasta actually. I really like the story that it's based off either way, but I feel like the show execution was a little bit... No End House was better. I kind of like that one. Haven't seen Butcher's Block or The Dream Door, but I will. Sorry about that, guys. The video just cut out of me. I must have been talking to myself for like a minute straight. I didn't know that it stopped recording, but gotta keep going from where I left off. Chucky Season 1, as you guys know, the Child's Play franchise is one of my favourites. I was late to getting around to this show. Like, Season 2 was just coming out and I still hadn't seen this, but gave it a watch, and I know a lot of people really liked it, and I feel like for what it was pretty solid. I did enjoy this one. I feel like it had some pretty cool moments. Just finished watching Chucky Season 2. I feel like it wasn't as good. Still had its moments, but definitely a step down. I feel like it was a little bit more goofy as well, which I didn't love. Creepshow Season 1. Just finished watching all of these episodes as well. Before going through the entire series, before the entire season, I'd only seen a couple of episodes, but thought this was alright. I want to get around to picking up seasons 2 and 3, particularly season 2 because it has the 2 specials on it, the holiday special and the animated special, but I'll pick them up when I can. Criminal Minds, I won't go through these because they're not specifically horror, but what I like about Criminal Minds is it's like any of the crime shows, but I love that the killers and the villains all are a little bit fucked up, which I think is cool. Again, not horror, so I won't dwell on that too much, but crime again sort of thing. Goosebumps Season 3, it's the only season of the Goosebumps show I own, but I've seen, I feel like almost all the episodes, like just growing up and on TV and everything, but this is the only season I own. I recently checked out the first episode of the rebooted series on Disney Plus. It doesn't feel like Goosebumps. Like, what was that? Here I have the Masters of Horrors, which you guys know I love pulling out these every now and then, so I'll quickly go through it. Season 1, Part 1. Cigarette Burns, done a review of this one. John Carpenter. Really unique, really cool. Pretty fucked up as well. Incident on and off a mountain road. More of just a straight up slasher one, but pretty cool. Deer Woman. This lady who turns into a weredeer, but it's pretty cool. Dreams in a Witch House. Directed by Stuart Gordon. Chocolate, which is one of the worst ones in season 1. Sick Girl by Lucky McKee. I fucking love Sick Girl. It's so awesome. That's season 1, part 1. Season 1, part 2. Pick Me Up, which I thought was a pretty interesting cat and mouse. Hackle's Tale. I don't remember this one too well. I think it was alright. Dance of the Dead, which is easily the worst of season 1. It's fucking boring. Homecoming is alright. Jennifer is fucking awesome. Dario Argento, obviously. And The Fair-Haired Child, which I thought was okay, but I don't remember it too well. This is the only one that's not part of any of the sets, so that's why it's just sitting on its own. Imprint. I fucking love Imprint. Takashi Miike. I don't think I can show the back, actually, but I believe it's from season 1. And it's only a theory, but I think the reason why it's not on either of these sets is because this story is so fucked up and so brutal, and I just think they didn't have the balls to put them with the rest, so had to pick that up, singular copy. Season 2, part 1. Family, which is alright. Pelts. Again, Dario Argento, fucking awesome. Right to Die, which I thought was pretty interesting, kind of like that one. The Black Cat, The Screwfly Solution, Pro-Life, John Carpenter. Again, I think this one was actually alright. Sorry I'm going through these quickly, it's just, I could fucking go on for ages talking about these. If you don't know the Masters of Horror, sorry, they're like, it was a TV show where each episode was its own little thing, like, they weren't related to each other, they were just, sort of short films, done by Masters of Horrors, so some well-known horror directors, arguable if they're all masters or not, but The Damned Thing, sorry it's not focusing when I'm doing these, but sounds like Valerie on the Stairs, We All Scream for Ice Cream, which is a favourite of mine from season 2, it looks so goofy and it kind of is, but it's basically Tom Holland's version of it. Dream Cruise, which is the longest episode of the whole series. I think it's like an hour and a half, I think. The V Word, and The Washingtonians. Alright, that's all of the Masters of Horror. We got Scream Queens, season 1. Don't remember that show very well, and I think it was just kind of okay. And the most recent show that I've watched out of everything here, because I binged Yellow Jackets, and I fucking love this shit. It took a while to get going, but after the whole season was over, and I just, even looking back at the parts at the start where I kind of felt like it was slower, it just all paid off. I really liked season 1 of Yellow Jackets. I know season 2 is out, but I can't find it on DVD, and I can't find any streaming service that I can watch it on, but I'll eventually get around to season 2 because I thought it was awesome. Let me spin around quickly. Oh, wait, these aren't even horror. This is just my Marvel MCU collection, so it's got the newest film here, just so it's easier like that. It's in timeline order. You guys know that I am a big fan of the MCU. Sort of gone downhill a little bit lately with its quality, but I liked the Marvels. Saw it the other day. I feel like it's getting way too much hate. People were hating on it before it even fucking came out. In here, I guess, is something cool. I have a few just loose discs. Hang on a second, let me try and open it one-handed. Alright, let's see what we got in here. We got Up From the Depths, Crawl Space from 77, Neon Maniacs, Popcorn, love popcorn. It's so fucking cool. Play Dead, Memorial Valley Massacre, Final Exam, Ghost Keeper, The Thinning, and Cursed Films. They're just all by the way. What else? Okay, we got some stuff just lying around here that I've picked up and just haven't been able to put on the shelf yet. Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Dario Argento. Sorry, I'm squished in the corner here. Sissy, which I didn't know this was an Australian film. I completely missed it last year. I would have checked it out, but just didn't hear of it, honestly. And Violent Night, not straight up horror, more just action exploitation, but this was a fucking fun movie. I loved it. I almost put it in my top 10, but I just didn't think it was horror enough, but wanted to give it a rewatch now that we're getting closer to Christmas. Alright, there we go, guys. As I said, that was shelf number 13, and we are now through my whole horror movie collection. As I said, sometime in the future I will do a collection overview again and do the shelf by shelf series again. And when I say in the future, I don't mean next month, so I don't want people going, when is the next shelf by shelf. It will eventually come, but I'm not going to do it when I've only added a handful of movies and something, so it's going to be a little bit down the track. On this last row I have my music collection, which I might do a shelf by shelf on that. I actually have a fair few albums and everything down here. It doesn't look like much because they're all in their own little cubes and everything, but I just keep it like that, so when I put them in alphabetically I'm not sliding everything down. If they were all compacted together, I'm just rambling, but I might get around to doing that one day. But thank you for joining me in this series, guys. I'm really grateful to everyone who's been staying tuned in and following along in this series. As I said, it's probably been my most successful series on my channel. I try not to just keep up with things that everyone's in love with. I just try to do what I kind of feel like, so that's sort of been a reason why I haven't done an episode of my shelf by shelf in so long. But as I said, I'm really grateful for everyone who has been supporting me during this series and supporting the channel, and I'm very grateful, guys. And yeah, I am kind of happy it's finally over, and hopefully when I do get around to redoing the series, I've got a bit more energy to go through it again. But thank you, guys, and I'll see you around for more content soon. Thanks.